Go local or go home. It's the Sunday Night Shakedown, Rochester's local music show on 98.9 The Buzz.
98.9 The Buzz, the Sunday Night Shakedown with Stolen Bikes, Away From Me, Sports, one of my favorite bands here in Rochester, Side Effect of Talk, Enablers kicked it off with Out of Our Tree. Now, Woody, you know I've been writing about music for how many, like 10 years? For
a long time. You've been a music critic for a long time. And you're not to interrupt you, but you're the kind of music critic I respect because you are an actual musician, so you know what you're talking about.
And everybody's a critic, right?
Exactly.
And I've been playing music, and I've been on this crummy show for almost 6 years now. So it's harder and harder to get excited, but I went on to Love and Cup about a month ago and saw this band.
There's a pill for that, Frank.
Thank you. that are magazines.
Right.
Son of the Sun was on stage, and they blew me away, and we have Son of the Sun here in the studio. What do you say, guys?
Hello.
Thanks for coming down. It was just this epic rock. Give me a little bit of your background, guys. Somebody.
Joe?
Well, just a little rock and roll band. We like ballads as well.
Now, you guys started out East Coast, West Coast, though, right? Tell us how that happened.
I was living in L.A. at the time.
You guys were just emailing back MP3s and stuff?
Yeah, well, we were both from Niagara Falls, and, I went out to Los Angeles, and then and Joe had some songs, and he played them for me, and I liked them, and I wanted to work with them, so I...
How hard was that, or how easy was that to work, sort of disjointed, sort of only work at your stuff one at a time? How was that?
It was cool. It was something different for me. I kind of... I don't think we had a goal in mind of being a band and playing shows and doing stuff. We were just kind of making music at the time, so there wasn't really like a time limit. There wasn't really any goals established, so it was more just pretty free and easy.
We talked in an interview, because I did a story with you guys for City Newspaper that's coming out this Wednesday. Talked about sort of the lost era of music, of British pop, like Echo and the Bunnymen and stuff like that. Was that something you guys emulated on purpose, or something that just sort of bubbled up as an influence?
I think a not on purpose influence. It seeps in, but I love those records and
you
just
said
the
we're
sound.
Going to steal from them directly. That's what you told me.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Well, your talent borrows, genius steals. So you guys have a show coming up at the Bug Jar April 16th. You know who else is on the bill?
I believe is it Sports Plant?
No, it's
Animal Pants.
Auld Lang Syne.
Auld Lang Syne. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And Animal Pants.
And Animal Pants.
And you guys gonna do something live for us here in the studio?
Yes, sir.
Is this a new song, or?
This is a new song off the new EP.
This is Son of the Sun live on the Sunday Night Shakedown. My Best Mistake on the Buzz, baby. Get.
Do it.
Say
Son of the Sun, everybody, live on the Sunday Night Shakedown. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that sounded great.
Thank you.
Hey, so before you did the song, we were talking about some of the influences you guys have, and some of them are apparent or make sense, like Echo and the Bunnymen, or maybe even the Smiths, or even a little bit of the, I think the Nick Cave darkness kind of creeps in there now and again. But what are some of the influences that you guys may have or look to that aren't readily apparent to the listener, that maybe sneak in that we'd be surprised that are actual influences?
My mom was into Harry Nilsson, and I didn't get into him until more recently. But I think Harry Nilsson's a big.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And what I also noticed live with you guys, the way you treat the vocals, you sort of man the vocals with a delay or some sort of effect on your own. You don't let the sound man do that. You do it yourselves.
Yeah. I like to get my hands on the knobs.
Reminds me of my prom night.
Sounds like a second date.
It's a first date. First date.
These boys from Buffalo don't fool around. Time is short. So you guys are working on a new album?
An EP, yeah.
And you guys are more prone to doing EPs than LPs?
EPs are the new album.
Yeah.
EPs are the new LPs. That's what I hear.
Yeah, I agree.
Why is that for you guys?
I think it's attention span partially, but I think it's just easier for me, at least on a working level, just to like focus on 5, get them done, and then 6 months later do 5 more songs rather than like work on an album for 3 years.
Because if you do like 12, they may not be as related as the 5.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's also about thinking about, where you're starting from. There's a thing about having to come up with 10 or 12 songs versus, well, you got 6 songs that are ready to go. Why don't we just put them out? Why do struggle to find
like a
4 more to fit some sort of
and
format?
also,
right.
By the time that the 6 months goes by, the cohesivity may have changed, or your sound may have shifted, or
exactly.
or just your taste may have changed.
Yeah, we're ready for our ska phase. We still got to put these songs out.
Right. And also with the internet being the way it is, I hate to say this, but with MP3s and everything being downloaded as single songs, with the singles being on the internet and the MP3s, everything like that.
They're the new EP.
Yeah, and so it may not be totally necessary to have an LP. I think I would, for me personally, I want to see LPs continuing to be produced and released. But with the way things are going, with the download of MP3 and iTunes and everything like that, when you're downloading a single song, the LP may not be as necessary because you're not getting the total package.
Talking about getting your hands on the knobs, the band's EP comes in it was like a 45 size album cover.
Yeah,
that was
so I still like to get my hands on a cover to look at something. My record listening experience growing up as a kid was sitting there listening to the record, looking at the words, even if it was a CD, reading the liner notes, reading who played.
Yeah, looking at the artwork and the photos. Even
if it was a gatefold with one picture. I mean, like the Cheap Trick Live at Budokan, I got those pictures memorized, man. I look at those pictures over and over and over again.
And the visual aspect that's provided by an actual album is, very important, and it coincides very succinctly with the music and the sonic experience of the music, which is still important. So, the internet and downloading MP3s is cool and everything, but, I want to see bands, continuing to release EPs and LPs and everything like that.
So you guys got started in, was it 2007?
Yeah, late 2007, 2008 in earnest.
Between now and 2007 and, of course, today, 2011, how have you guys progressed? Did you expect it to sound like this? Is this where you wanted to be, or has this surpassed your goals?
We had no goals, so anything kind of wins after that. But
anything works.
We, like you said, this wasn't a band. We didn't care if you could never perform these songs live. I just kind of had an idea musically, at least, of what my favorite record sounded like. So I did that, and Zach liked him, did what he did, and I knew the rest of the guys in the band, Steve, Brandon, and Jeremy. I knew what they would do if I asked them to play a guitar part. I knew what he was going to play.
What makes your favorite records? What makes your favorite records your favorite records? What about them makes them your favorites?
I can listen to them a million times, and a lot of the times hear things I never heard before.
Well, we were just listening to the Downward Spiral on the way up.
Yeah.
I've listened to that album more times than I could possibly count, but I still love it. It still sounds new and fresh.
So what is the Son of the Sun website, guys?
sonofthesunmusic.com.
And you have the show Bugs Are April 16th. Thank you so much for coming down. Son of the Sun. Leave you off with their song Leopard Print on the Sunday Night Shakedown. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
what you see.